Welcome back to Smart Okosin TV. In today's topic, who is Simon Ekpa? In this video, we're going to explain to you the meaning and the fight of Simon Ekpa, the reason why he keep fighting and why he keep pushing, and the reason why he's like to get the Biafran freedom is very, very hard and very tough. This analyst, Biafran analyst, is going to explain a lot to us so that we can understand the main cause why Simon Ekpa is fight is different from other freedom fighters, and why to fight for Biafra is different from other countries. Who is Simon Ekpa? I know some people now they'll be asking, who is real Simon Ekpa? Some people don't know him, some people don't understand why he's doing what he's doing, and some people, once you talk about him, they will tell you just leave that guy. He does not know what he's doing. I would like us to watch this video to the end. This journalist, different analyst, he explained a lot concerning Simon Ekpa and concerning the Biafran struggle, the main cause why it's like we are pushing but it's like it is not moving, but yet it is moving, and the meaning of coming to fight for its freedom. He explained a lot to us. As you are watching the video, like, subscribe and share it to everyone to see the cause and the real meaning of Biafra.
Before you join us to shout and talk about Biafra, before you begin to represent Biafra and ask for recognition of Biafra, please know why you are doing what you are doing. Know why you are fighting for Biafra. You must be able to explain, interpret the reason why you are fighting for Biafra. If you don't do that, you will continue to run from pillar to pole and continue to deceive yourself and think you're deceiving me. You can't deceive me nor any Biafra. You're deceiving yourself. And if you finally identify the reason why you are joining this cause, no human being will shake you. And nobody will confuse you. Nobody will come and tell you a story and you lose your guard. You must first of all know why you are doing what. And look at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not know the mission that he's embarking on, do you think he will still be in the DSS today talking about Biafra? He will not. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not know the mission he's embarking on, if he did not sit down, interpret, read, and know what he's embarking on, he would have fallen out. Of course, you saw how Uwazirike ended. It's not that Uwazirike doesn't want Biafra. Uwazirike wanted Biafra. Uwazirike wanted freedom. But somehow, the grace wasn't upon him. The strength wasn't there. And when the challenges came, he has no option than to hands off. You can blame Uwazirike for all I care, but if so many of us here, if you are in his position, you would have done the same thing he did. Except for those who knows what they are embarking on and why they are doing what they are doing. The kind of sabotage in the cause of Biafra, it is maybe 3 out of 100, 3 people out of 100 will be able to stand the challenges Uwazirike faced that made him to drop. And those 3 are people that have dedicated themselves. They interpreted the course of the journey by themselves without anybody calling them. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu started the mission as a call from Chukwu Gabiamo. Nobody preached to him. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, was formally defending the one Nigeria, the Zoological Republic, up to the extent of telling people not to raise Biafran flag any place there is Igbo gathering. That was our Prime Minister. He was so dedicated to make Nigeria better. Our Prime Minister. The same thing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was dedicated for one Nigeria, up to the extent of protesting in the streets of London. But when it became clear what he wants. He turned around and he never looked back again. With all the loss of life, loss of businesses, loss of friends and family members, he never looked back again. Mazi Simon Ekpa, the same thing. When he picked up the challenge, when he answered the call after standing for the zoo, after speaking on the zoo, hosting top officials of Nigeria, we are hosted by Mazi Simon Ekpa in Finland. When they come to Finland, they will call him, he will host them. We saw pictures he released. Top officials of federal government of Nigeria from Asorok, when they fly into Finland, they go and see him, he hosts them. He was doing very well, defending Nigeria, including being the senior campaign manager of Atiku Abubakar and Obi. But when the call came, he sat down, he looked right, left, and center. Mazi Simon Ekpa examined what he was embarking in. He knew what he was going into, because he has come to the conclusion that Nigeria will never, ever, ever work. He discovered that Nigeria will never work. It does not matter what you do, how you do it, it will never work. And when that became very clear to him, he made a U-turn. And the call came, it is Biafra. Nobody preached to him. Nobody preached to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Nobody came and called him and said, oh, come, let's do it. Nobody. He made research by himself. And he got the conviction that the only solution to save humanity in Nigeria is disintegration. And what did he do? He turned around and he began to embark on the journey of disintegration. And as soon as he embarked on that journey, he never looked back again. He never looked back. Mazi Simon Ekpa took up that challenge, continued to move, continue to preach. I am telling you that I knew Mazi Simon Ekpa. The very first time I saw the message of Mazi Simon Ekpa, I have said it before in my program. The very first time I saw his program was on Igbo YouTube group. There was a group we formed, Igbo YouTubers. Igbo YouTubers. What we do that place is to help each other to get subscribers, help each other to build our platform. That was where I saw Mazi Simon Ekpa video the first. He joined that very group to build his platform. That time his platform his YouTube doesn't have up to 100 people. It doesn't have to, he was just looking for followers. That was the very first time I saw Mazi Simon Ekpa video. Igbo YouTubers. That was where I saw his video. And I picked interest. Because in that group where we are, if you do your program, you just share it in that very group. Everybody will watch. You watch everybody, help everybody to promote each other. That is what we are doing in that group. To promote each other, to build our platforms. That was the place I saw Mazi Simon Ekpa. Then Mazi Nandekano has not even known that somebody like him. He has not even started talking to people. He was just trying to build the platform. And then he began to continue to preach his message. Then I got to the platform. I began to watch his program, follow up his programs, follow us the program, until Mazi Nandekano got attention of his work and picked interest. In fact, it wasn't just picking interest. Somebody reported him to Mazi Nandekano on one of his Friday program, question and answer program on Friday. That Obanje in Italy. The Obanje in Italy was the one that called and told Mazi Nandekano on Friday question and answer. And she said, there is one man they call Simon Ekpa. He is talking about Biafra issue. He is broadcasting Biafra, but he is not a member of IPOB. What do we do to him? How do you see him? And Mazi Nandekano responded on that day and said that he has seen his program. That Mazi Simon Ekpa is part of us. That even if he has not joined IPOB yet, he will definitely join IPOB. And he went ahead to say, only Machineke can do what Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing. He is part of us and he's definitely going to join. And when the time comes, Mazi Simon Ekpa joined the IPOB. Did everything that has to be done. began to broadcast. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu began to use his broadcast, began to work closely with him, having one-on-one meetings with him. Sometimes when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could not come online, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would delegate assignment for him to speak. When the home of Karawhite lawyer was attacked, it was Mazi Simon Ekpa that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu delegated to contact Karawhite lawyer and ask him what is going on there. It was Mazi Simon that was delegated to give an order for people, for the CSN to go and rescue that Karawhite lawyer in his place. It was Mazi Simon Ekpa that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directed to make that speech. Some of you have forgotten. Or maybe some of you that joined yesterday, you don't know what was happening. This is a pure story that when you see some of them now say, oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa is this, is that. He is not the member of IPOB. He's not. I just look at them. We have passed that one. We have outgrown IPOB. We've walked into IPOB, finished the job on the IPOB, and we walk now. We graduate to different areas. And what I'm trying to tell you that Mazi Simon Ekpa picked the assignment because he knew what he was going into. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a problem. He didn't stop. He said that he knew that it is even because of him. His own issue is part of why they betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And so many of those members of DOS confessed it in their program. They said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought in Mazi Simon Ekpa from the back door. Why didn't he take permission from them? And Mazi Simon Ekpa vowed to continue to stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as his disciple, come sun, come rain, that anything that will be done for him to be free, that he will do it. And he continued to walk and fight, support Biafra, galvanize Biafrans with all the attack, propaganda, and blackmail. Because he knows what he was going into, he never looked back. There was nothing they did not throw at him. He never looked back. Some challenged him and told him that he's going to die, gave him a date of death. Those of them that gave him dates to die, they died. Many of you didn't know. Mazi Simon Ekpa came online and tell you one of the people that gave Mazi Simon Ekpa a date went after consulting his native doctors. Gave Mazi Simon Ekpa a date to die. And on that very date came. Before the date came, he himself died. Mazi Simon Ekpa never looked back. He continued because he knows the mission and he knows what he was fighting for. And he is determined to get it. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a declaration and said it is either Biafra or death. It's either he gets Biafra or he dies in the course of fighting for Biafra. And he has never relaxed that very promise. Mazi Simon Ekpa also made his own and said, instead of Biafra not to come, he will turn to a beast. He said everything possible, that he will do everything possible to see that Biafra come. That was why when the wave of the arrest of Mazi Simon came, when we were trying to declare Biafra, some of you don't know that Mazi Simon knew what was coming. He knew. Mazi Simon, one of the videos I have played here, he said that when he went to the police to take order about the declaration of Biafra, when he went to report to the police to take permission about our conventional declaration, the police chief in Finland told him, you know that this move you are making is going to draw international attention. It's going to draw uproar. He said, yes, I know. That is what I want. I played the video here. I still have the video. When he went to take permission for the declaration of Biafra in Finland for their convention, he was told to his face, you know that what you are trying to do is going to draw international attention. He said, yes, that's what I mean. And Mazi Simon could use the language he used in that very program. And he knew that all hell will break loose. He never chickened out, he never ran away. He never said, oh, it's going to be too much. Oh, let me stop here. Because he knows why he's fighting, doing what he's doing. He continued. Undeterred until he was taken away from our midst. Nigerian government with the British and their cohort went together, connived, activated their global conspiracy and they took Mazi Simon Ekpa away with some flimsy accusations that holds no water. Different kinds of accusations from right, left, east, west. They say he's instigating violence in the southeast. They say he's part of a terrorist group. They say he's running a terrorist cell. They say he's not paying tax. He didn't pay tax. They say he put the BLL or whatever in his business. The title of his business is wrong. His business title is wrong. It's fraudulent. Different kinds of charges. Some that have not been heard of any time in Finland. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, most of the cases were the very first time. And when they threw these charges on Mazi Simon Ekpa, he never shivered. The propagandists came, they told us that Mazi Simon Ekpa have been thrown into the highest prison in the world. That the toughest prison in Finland, that is where they keep Mazi Simon Ekpa, just to make us demoralized. They told us Mazi Simon Ekpa have denied us. Mazi Simon Ekpa said that he's a content creator. That he's a content creator. He's not fighting Biafra. He doesn't have anything to do with Biafra. And the bastard that brought that very narrative, the idiot that brought that very narrative, is the one that the Janjaweed have been using. They have been using him for a very long time, promising him to be a governor. And because he wanted to be a governor, he continued to manipulate using the name of Mazi Nnamdi. And when he lost that governorship, since then, he began to show his real color. Even though Mazi Nnamdi exposed him when he claimed that he was the one, that signed signature to release Mazi Nnamdi, signed shorty for Mazi Nnamdi. That was where he started. He used that shorty. With federal government, they used that shorty to hold Mazi Nnamdi down so that Mazi Nnamdi will not continue the agitation. That was what they tried to do, but they forgot that Mazi Nnamdi knows what he wants and he's determined. He knows he's right. They thought that by using that man to sign that signature to release Mazi Nnamdi, they can gag him and make him stop the cause of Biafra. But they found out that it is impossible. They found out that they just hit the Greek wall. How can you give somebody a condition that you cannot be in a place where up to 10 to 15 people are? You cannot be with more than 10 to 15 people in the same place at the same time. You are talking to a prince. In his father's palace alone, there are more than 15 people in his father's palace. And Mazi Nnamdi threw that their nonsense to trash and continue his message. When they realized they couldn't hold Mazi Nnamdi, they pushed their Python dance. That idiot, after finally we knew that he was pursuing governorship, and he failed woefully. When he failed, he began to show his real color. He began to show his real color. He was the one that brought the narrative of saying that our prime minister say he's a content creator. The same way he claimed to have written shorty for Mazi Nnamdi to be free. And Mazi Nnamdi made it clear, we all know that no senator has the right to stand shorty for anybody. Not a senator, not a governor. The law of Nigeria says you have no right to sign a shorty. In fact, no government official, you don't have that right to stand shorty for anybody. Let alone a high-profile case like that, you don't. But they pushed that narrative to hold Mazi Nnamdi. But when they saw it didn't work, he went back to drawing board and began to show his real color. Began to show his real color. And every one of us have seen what he has been doing. He is the one in the forefront of attacking the Biafran struggle. He is the one in the forefront of pushing propaganda and blackmail. He is the one that is in front line of attack on our prime minister. But were they able to stop him? All their propaganda fell like water you pour on the rock. And today, as we speak, finally, it has become very clear to everybody that Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko is fighting for the freedom of his people. He is not a terrorist, and IPOB is not a terrorist organization anywhere in the world, except in Nigeria. IPOB is not a terrorist organization. Even in Finland, it's not a terrorist organization. It's not recognized terrorist organization. So, how then do they say he belonged to a group? And by the way, before that arrest, he has already left IPOB. He left IPOB, entered into autopilot, even from autopilot, graduated to government in exile. It is in government in exile, while we are in government in exile, preparing for the redeclaration of Biafra. That was when he was taken out. So from every indication, he has left them behind. I have videos where he's made mention. Master Simon said it in ABC. He said, whatever we do should not be attributed to IPOB. He said it on video, not audio. I still have the video here. That whatever we do, nobody should link us with them. They are on their own. We are on our own. But they continue to link these things together. Continue to link these things together. Continue to push it. But finally, even in their success of taking our promise away, he's too strong because he knows what he wants. That is why I say every one of us here must know why we are joining this Biafra. You must know why you come here and join us on broadcast every day, spend hours instead of you going to play or sleep. You must know why you are spending your money to buy data to watch Biafran program. Are you doing it for gossip? Are you doing it because you want freedom? Are you doing it because of your friend? Are you doing it because you want to attack somebody? Are you doing it because of jealousy, envy? Are you doing it because you want to destroy somebody else? You must know the reason why you are speaking about Biafra. If you know, nobody will deceive you or distract you. Nobody.
Thanks for tuning in to Smart Okason TV show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing.